That's right. That is right. All right, look, you already know what time it is. Before I get this started, there are a lot of people who've been doing Bleach reviews and other manga reviews for a long time now. So there were times when I'll be watching other people's reviews, and at the time when I used to watch the phone's reviews, my cousin was like, man, this guy complained about us saying stuff every week. He said, who asked this guy to do this? Like, nobody asked him. So I said, I don't know. Now, technically, someone could have asked him to review these chapters. Same thing with King of Lightning for Neverworld, Taking 101, everybody else who reviews Bleach chapters, and Naruto and One Piece, etc., Fairy Tail. Now, I don't know if anyone asked them. A lot of them probably just did it upon like, hey, I'm about to review this. But this is the difference with me. People ask me. I have multiple messages in my inbox requesting this. When I came on YouTube, it was not my intentions. I never had no plans or ideas, you know, to do this. However, hey, I aim to please. People like what I have to say. They like my vids. So, due to popular demand, Theeliteace is now doing Bleach chapter reviews every week, just how you want it. Alright, let's get this started. And I mean, I know it's the last arc, but hey, better late than never, right? Alright, so this is Bleach chapter 491. Not a lot happened in this chapter. It feels like it went by quick due to the fact that it was only 17 pages. Now, it starts out with Orihime, Chad. You know, the whole chapter is in Hueco Mundo. Now, at the end of my review, I'm going to go over the good points and the bad points in my book. Now, it starts off in Hueco Mundo. Orihime, she's healing damn near everybody. I mean, what is that? Melanie, Lolly, Mila Rose, Apache, Sun, they're all in the circle, you know. Orihime's holding Nail, you know, everyone's in the circle. So, she noticed she didn't feel any shockwave or impulse from Kurge using his Let Steel, you know, going into his final holy form. And upon that, you know, he's mouthing off to Ichigo about it. And he moves quick, because in one panel, this is Ichigo, this is Kurge. Next panel, he's behind Ichigo. So, Ichigo thinks back to when Urahara told Ichigo about the glove. You know, they remove the glove and they go to their final form. He thinks, you know, he remembers that. And Ichigo, he thinks to himself like, man, it's just the same thing. And Kurge, doing some of the typical villain kind of thing, says, you know, like, let me scan your mind, try to read your mind, and he explains it to him that way that old way, that Let Steel, that's the old way, you know, back 200 years ago. And apparently, Soken Ishida, he did not want to advance. Like, the next generation of Quincy's, they start to figure out a better way, an upgraded method, a more stronger way, a more convenient way of doing it, you know. But Soken Ishida, he didn't want to go that route. So they're like, hey, you don't want to do that? Hey, fine, you know, whatever. So they continue to fight. Now, Ichigo does what he does. Yes, he fires his Getsuga Tensho. Now, he fires the Getsuga Tensho, and that's when Kurge said it's not good enough. And at one panel, Ichigo's Zanpakuto is right at his neck. Now, a lot of people were confused to where did Ichigo swing and stop, or did he just swing and it ding? But if I had to guess, I don't know why I wouldn't have done this, but he might have swung and stopped, because I'm pretty sure as good as Kubo is with his drawing skills, he would have drew some kind of ding, or, you know, something like that. So I guess Ichigo started from, you know, stop from his talking. I would have tried to go through. So Kurge tells him, you have no effect. Like, there's no effect on, you know, on me, you know, and you shouldn't just swing, you know, you should aim before you swing, all those kind of things. Of course, Ichigo did punk him at one point, told him his grip is loose. So when Kurge lifts his arm in the air, he starts to collect a whole bunch of all of, you know, Hueco Mundo is made up of reishi. So he takes it from the reishi particles, comes from the sand, the rocks, the trees. And at one point in the chapter also, Ichigo tells him like, oh, so, that's a relief that this Let Still is different from Uru's due to the fact that, if Uru look as hideous as you, I might make a mistake and cut down Uru, stuff like that. So Kage was saying, well, yeah, to a Shinigami, our form should look hideous to you, but, our form is, it's beautiful, it's holy. So, as he's gathering reishi, Orihime thinks like, oh, no wonder, like he's absorbing reishi. They don't let loose reishi. He's absorbing it, and he even was absorbing it from her Sansa Kashu, where the barrier was breaking down, and he was absorbing it, and it was a blade of pure reishi, just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think it's called Justice of God, the movie is getting ready to do. Now, upon him doing that, with him getting ready to strike Ichigo, out of nowhere, you see a fist like a strike, shatter it, and next thing you know, right here, just right in his face, and you see the big impact explosion, sand go everywhere. And who does it? Of course, I'm pretty sure you already know now. It's Aeon or Alan or Aeon, whatever you want to call him. It's him, and that's when he's thinking like, what beast is this? Like, where the hell did this come from? And Sansa, Apache, and Mila Rose was saying like, you thought we still couldn't fight, or you shouldn't have underestimated us, and so it ends right there with Aeon back, ready for battle, ready for action to take on Kage. Now, that was the end of the chapter. I know it seemed kind of short, like I said, 17 pages. Now, this is what I think of the overall chapter. First, I seen the chapter. The chapter came out on my way to work. I'm like damn. Technically, I could have did this review at work, but it wouldn't have felt, right? It wouldn't have felt, because I probably got interrupted or something. So, I had to do it when I got off work. Hopefully, next Wednesday I will be off. But anyway, on the way home, I'm reading the responses, watching a couple other video reviews of this chapter. And there were some disappointments for other people, but enough about them, it's about me. This is what I think about the overall chapter. I was just a smidget, just a little bit disappointed. Well, I was hoping it was split between the battle in Hoikomondo and show a little bit of the Vanderreach in Soul Society, because I'm pretty sure everybody was really anticipating what's going on in Soul Society, how the Vanderreach arrived. Because to be honest, I'm more concerned about them in Soul Society than this little squad Ichigo has going on. I mean, I really am. Now, let's look at the interesting, shocking things, or the things that bring up questions. When he said that Urahara told him about that, the glove, it makes you wonder, at what point did he tell him? Because they show Urahara in his underground training area. So, was this after he came out of Soul Society? Or was this after, the defeat of Aizen? Like what part was it? So, and Ichigo also stated, like, as usual, Urahara didn't tell me how he got this information. But, Urahara, he's smart as hell. Some think he's sneaky. A few people out there still think he might be the main villain of Bleach. Anyway, Aeon, a lot of people were pissed that Aeon returned. Now, this the thing, as long as those three are alive, Sansa, Apache, and Mila Rose, Aeon, he'll always be around. Now, let's look at the battle scale difference of it. Aeon, obviously he's higher than lieutenant level, because he was dropping lieutenants like flies, as we've seen. And he is not something to be ignored. I'm not going to lie, when I first seen Aeon, the spoiler, because I get spoilers before the chapters come out. It doesn't show the whole chapter, but every now and then it might show like the dialogue of the whole chapter. But when I see Aeon come back, I'm thinking like, is he gonna be a real challenge for this Quincy in this Final Four with the Let Steal? I mean, come on now. They have to think. It took 3 strikes from Old Man Yama to drop Aeon. Yeah, 3 strikes. 1 in his chest, 1 split up the middle, then you have to burn his ass. So unless this Let Steal Kage guy, he just erases him with nothing but full energy, just erase him back. But then again, it seems like Ichigo might have to take him out, because if he had an unlimited access of and source of reishi all around him, and made that giant Justice of God blade, or whatever it's called. And Alan punched that. He broke it just with a punch. So it might be up to Ichigo to defeat Aeon. You know, it really might. Or maybe Aeon might defeat this guy, and then they might not. Then the three Hallowed girls, you know, Sun, Patchy, Mila Rose, they might not look at Ichigo as a true enemy, and they might call him back. But then again, it was said that Alan don't listen to nobody, including the three that he summoned from. I do like the fact that, so the don'ts, like I said, what I didn't like about it, how it was just straight in Hueco Mundo. But what I did like about it, it revealed that, you know, Urahara talked to Ichigo about it, but that's not a big, big surprise. I like how it talked about Soken Ishida. So he knew about this 200 years ago, you know, Kurge. Of course, regardless of what they are, they're still humans. And I don't see how the Quincy's could live up to 200 years. Now, the leader of the Vanderreach, Reach, obviously he had a squabble with Old Man Yama 1,000 years ago. That's a big secret of how could he live for 1,000 years. He's still a human. Yes, they're Quincy's, but they're still humans. So, how he said, Soken Ishida, you know, 200 years ago, he kept that practice, the traditional way of the let steal, and the rest of the Quincy's like, no. So, whether they have, whether he been brushing up on his history, they have some Quincy textbooks or something, or, you know, or his father would tell him about it, his grandfather, I mean, who knows, but it's kind of no surprise that these Ishidas are known with these Quincy's. But the question is, you know, does Uru's father know about these other Quincy's? Which he probably does, in my book. He's just being tight-lipped. But obviously Uru does not know, because Uru always say, you know, I'm the last of the Quincy's, Technically, well, at one point it was thought to only be 2 Quincy's. Now we know there's a whole bunch. So I thought it was a good chapter. It was a good chapter. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. No, it was good. Also, my predictions for next week, I think it will be split. You know, it will continue in continue Hueco Mundo, and it will, you know, go to Soul Society. I do like the fact Ichigo was standing Shikai. He didn't just instantly go Bunkai or don a mask if he still has a mask. I think he still does in my book. But he just might. He probably just might. And the thing is, he has his new power. You know, he has his upgrade, and that Getsu Tensho didn't do nothing to Kurge. And then here comes Alan and destroy Kurge's Justice of God blade. So Ichigo, he might have to amp it up. You never know. But yeah, that's my whole thoughts about it, man. Hopefully next week, like I said, we will be in Soul Society. It'll touch bases on that, because once Kurge is dead, I'm not gonna care. I don't like the boots, that little thing. No, the blade is cool, the wings is cool, but I hope the rest of the Vanderreach Reach look a whole lot better than Kurge, because so far we only seen 2 Let's Steal final Quincy Holy Armor releases. That's Uru's and Kurge's, and Uru's look the sweetest. So yeah, that's my this is my Bleach chapter review of 491. If you would like to see more, you already know what to do. I will be back next Wednesday. Stay tuned. It's Theeliteace. Thank you for watching. I'm signing out.